Pine, white pine, beautiful, ancient, hundreds of millions of years old. Pine is, well, to the native people of the Northeast where I live, the Northeast US, I live in New Jersey with a protected state forest at my back door, which is such a blessing, and a little neighborhood in the front. I feel like it's a good place, right on the, like the gate to bring the people to the wilderness and the wilderness to the people. But the white pine is, to the native peoples of the Northeast, is called the tree of peace, right? The tree of peace. So white pine will help us breathe through the difficult places. White pine will, well, it's really good for our lungs, which is important medicine right now too. But the tree of peace, the tree of working together. So I look at the plants, you know, metaphorically. So again, that the physical medicine, spiritual medicine, the ginkgo that stimulates ancient mind is also a plant that oxygenates the brain. The ginkgo that is a survivor, physical tree. Well, I don't want to diss pine. Let me come back to pine. You know, pine, that's the tree of peace spiritually, and we have to really be in some degree of peace, usually, to hear. I mean, sometimes our intuition can have a surge in a desperate moment, a terrified moment, but that's not a sustainable kind of, I mean, it's great, thank you very much, right? But it's what I'm hoping to help you with here is plants and practices and ways to cultivate a sustainable, intuitive element of being in your everyday life. Because it also is another way to stay connected to the reality of spirit and the reality of air, fire, water, earth, the reality of our guardians and our angels and our plant teachers, our healers, the plants, the trees, the forest, to stay connected to that always, always, throughout all of the dramas of the day, all of the dramas and melodramas of the day, that we can hold this peaceful place with the help of a plant like white pine. We can hold this peaceful place that helps us to hold the big joy that makes the kind of shifts that we want to help bring into our world through our actions, however smallly focused or hugely focused, that makes them irresistible, which is much easier to invite people to want something they find compelling and irresistible and intriguing than it is to bludgeon them. You have to change, you have to change, you have to change. It doesn't work. It does not work. So pine, again, you can dry it and burn it. I have no idea what that sound is. I'm sorry. It's something going by. You can burn it. I love to make white pine needle oil. You can drink pine infusion, get in a pine bath. These are kind of my overall preferred ways to hang with the tree or plant, to sit and write, this plant says, this plant says, this plant says, this plant says, without lifting your pen off the paper. Do that form of automatic writing, or writing with your non-dominant hand. This plant says, this plant offers, whatever. You just, to cut out the censor, right? To cut out the censor. And, finally you'll get so bored writing this plant says, this tree says, that something else will come out. And you might just give yourself, like, I'm going to go for 5 minutes, or I'm going to go for 1 page. Or maybe you prefer to draw, right? And that will open doors. It's all about opening the doors of perception. Hello, Aldous Huxley. Opening the doors of perception, learning to discern truth from wishful thinking and truth from fearful thinking. In those things, the learning how to tune to your body, to listen to your body, is most helpful. Body always tells the truth. I mean, sometimes we feel like, oh, every part of me is shaking. But if we're in anxiety, not a bona fide danger, if we can get quiet, tune to our breath, right? Or put our psychic root in the earth, or roots in the earth, we'll find that if we check here in the solar plexus, if you can't see me, I'm touching the solar plexus, right? If we touch here, if that is really tight, I learned this from Twyla Nitch, Seneca elder. Yeah, we know 2 wolves. Thank you, Twyla. If the pulse is like right there in the solar plexus, pay attention to it. But if it's not, if it's anxiety and it's not a real terror, a real danger, I mean, there'll be a little bit of peace right in that spot. I have found this incredibly useful in moving from living in a state of kind of constant anxiety inside, no matter what brave, adventurous things I did for most of my life, to living in a very different way. Thanks to coming home into my body, right? And finding joy, right? I always thought spirituality, or all I was interested in really was, oh yeah, let me be up and out there. But no, I want to be like the tree now, roots down, channeling earth, branches up and out, channeling, the heavens, right? This is all of us. We are very much like trees, So the plants can really help you as they've helped me. And I say this because I've worked with so many people, and I know it's not just me. To come into joy in being a human being in a body on the earth in this wild time that we've all decided to be here for together, to be part of creating solutions, listening to our elders, listening to the children, listening to the plant people, to ally with all that is, to turn things around in the name of the one love, right? In the name of whatever you hold dear and beloved. And I think I can safely say, that this theme of the forests are so beloved, right? Forest bathing, official formal medicine in Japan, right? I love that. It makes me laugh though.
Hey everyone, this is Mason with HerbRally. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and also go ahead and subscribe. We come out with new herbal content each and every week. If you didn't know, HerbRally also lists herbalism events. We list herbalism events chronologically. We list them also by state, so you could just go ahead and search by Oregon or Wisconsin or wherever you live. You can find out what herbalism events are happening in your neck of the woods. We also list herbalism events, virtual herbal events. So if you can't make it to an in-person conference or plant walk, we list lots of virtual events as well. To find out more, you could go to herbrally.com/events or herbrally.com/virtual. But if you can help it, I would highly recommend trying to go to an herbalism conference. Those are some of the best learning experiences I've ever had, and that's where you can find different herbal teachers, and then maybe you could perhaps take their apprenticeship. But yeah, just do what you can. Get out there and learn about the herbs, like yarrow, dandelion, corn, all the above, like all the medicinal herbs. And we'll see you out there. Hope to see you at an herb conference. All right, bye.